guys, welcome to the channel. My name's Mick. So today we're going to modify this G Pro SUPERLIGHT. I will be kind of giving tips throughout on how to do it, and I guess kind of general tips as well if you're looking to modify a different mouse. We're all kind of pretty much similar, you know. Okay, so you're going to take feet off first. Everyone's like a bit fussy about how they take feet off. It doesn't really matter. As soon as you take them off, like, I'd say they're pretty much unusable. Like, that is definitely gone. And the thing is with this one, I'm going to be taking a lot of the material out, so there's no way I'm going to have something that size anyway. If I show you the G Pro wireless, like, that is plenty of feet space, you know. So maybe I'll get some like hyper glides or like the glass ones, and pop that in, because I think that is, you know, it is literally exactly the same. And yeah, it just means I can take more material out. Yeah, usually there's like a little dip where I'm gonna like give you to take your feet off. So that was obviously it there, and that's it there. Okay. So usually when you take your feet off, all the screws will be exposed. Sometimes you might get like a little sticker like this that you have to take off as well, which might be here. I don't know, it's different for different mice. But yeah. So 3 under that skate. So I believe there is just 6 screws in total. I will pull this off just in case there's a screw under there. I don't really want to risk trying to open it. So I will say this little sticker is kind of important, just in case you ever lose your dongle, because you need one of these numbers to get it back to reconnect it to your mouse. So and we'll put it somewhere, even though I've already ripped it. Alright, if future me ever needs it. Okay, well. Alright, so there wasn't any screws here. so we'll literally just open up. This is kind of a bit, you have to be a bit delicate. Oh, actually, that literally just opened very easily. Cool. So, nice and simple, as I expected. Probably will use a smaller battery for that. Right, first thing, get this stuff out. These do just pull out. You just kind of wiggle them. You can use like tweezers, I guess, if you want. I'm just going to unclip that and it will just slide right out. I think it's push on. Right, it's got some tweezers. It's really not coming up. There you go. Cool. Right, so first thing I'm going to get rid of. I mean, I could keep this, but I do think, I don't know, I have a think. Actually no, I will get rid of that. So, in fact, let me just take this all off first. Like, you can be quite chill about these screws. Like, they literally have like a little white outline if it's for wider ones, you know, it's quite helpful. Okay, so see with the sensor. Oh, and I will be getting rid of that because I'll just leave it on all the time. So put that to a side for now. Definitely put it in something covered so it doesn't get dusty. Okay, actually one sec. So just let me finish deassembling because some people will just be here for that. And then I'll talk about what I'll remove. Of course, these for buttons. I think that's going to come out first. $240, I think. Yeah. I imagine all of this at the back will just come right out. It looks pointless. And all this area. Give me one sec. Where was I? Okay, so just finding and taking out every screw you can. Obviously the buttons are still screwed in. I'm guessing that is it, and it's just going to come out now. Cool. Okay. Do not want to lose the spring, so not really sure what's still holding it in place. Oh, there we go. Okay, that was pretty easy. Don't know how many screws. Well, mate, I'm not counting that. Right, so if you just wanted the assembly, that is it. Okay, so I'm literally going to get rid of everything which I can. So I don't know if I want to take out that much material out of here, just because that is quite important. I don't really want the longevity of it to go down too much. The base I will absolutely, shred apart. All of that will go. All of that will go. All of that will go. I imagine quite a bit of this will also go. Yeah, okay, so I basically just want my feet to go here. In terms of the shell, I'm going to get rid of all of that, because I'm going to put a magnet charger in. So yeah, I'll just get rid of that whole chunk, I imagine, and all of that insides. Yeah, it should be fine. sand these down a bit. Get that clean, jeez. Yeah, so I imagine all of this chunk will go. All of this bit. All of that. Some of that does need to stay, because obviously that's where the button holds. So I'll try to get rid of that bit maybe. I'm also going to replace that with like a maybe 100. Yeah, let's get into it. So got my rotary tool. I would say get a Dremel, but I guess this is all I can afford at a time. Use metal bits. I mean, other ones are just a bit crap. It's just my opinion, but alright, gonna get rid of this centre bit. Oh, maybe I should weigh this just before. 8.2. Yeah, whatever, 8.2. So I did say I'd be giving tips and stuff. So like the main thing about when you're doing this is just have your arms placed somewhere. Like my arm right now is just placed on this table. That is really just like the main thing, you know? You just need like something to stabilize your arm. That's not really that good of a tip. I'll think of more stuff. So yeah, just don't rush it. And also, so this is on literally the lowest power, and that is basically because it just melts otherwise. And I mean, it kind of melts regardless, but it really goes crazy if you use a high power. So I would suggest not doing it. It is literally just like thin plastic, so you really don't need to either. Just take your time and be patient. Okay. So it is quite important, especially if you're doing a mouse which you haven't done before, just to kind of keep preparing, make sure that you are taking out bits from, that you are definitely, I don't know, that is hard to explain, that you are definitely taking out the right bits basically, and not too much extra. So I'm going to remove all of this, I'm pretty sure, at least up to there. So that can go, it doesn't matter. Just double check the buttons do not touch there at all. Yeah, so that is where the buttons go up to. So yeah, I'm going to remove all that. So I could take this off, but it'll kind of get ruined with the stickiness and stuff, and that's the actual button area. I just don't really want to ruin it. So, so my nephew's around, so yeah, that's okay. I'm gonna check them. Alright, so feet are going to be just there, so I'm quite happy taking a chunk, a hole right there. I would like to mark it. It's not really a bright thing, but whatever. Don't always go to this effort, to be honest. Yeah, whatever. Alright, and of course there is going to be a foot here, however I'm going to get rid of this just because extra weight, you know. Alright, so I'm going to check how much of this I'm actually going to remove, see how much of it I actually need. Obviously, get rid as much as possible. Alright, so question is all this extra crap necessary? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say definitely not. So obviously this button is gonna be here, so all of that's going. I just don't want to make it obviously too weak, so need to maintain some structural integrity. So what's really touching? Literally just where that's a good point, and that is going. Okay, cool. Should I leave this bit? Another question. It depends whether I leave this bit, which I don't am, so again, just get rid of it. Probably just super glue it all when it's done. Yeah. Probably don't need to, actually. But yeah, I'm gonna get rid of all that stuff, all that extra. And all of that extra. Maybe not this side, maybe not just there, but everywhere else I think, so yeah. Yeah, I'll keep that bit up to about there, to there. Just because I don't want to flex when I'm pressing the button, but everywhere else is fine, you know. Cool. I guess so. The issue is I'm kind of thinking about this like in live time, you know. Usually it's in time lapse, so you don't see me thinking or like just looking at it for ages. But it is very important to actually kind of obviously make as many holes as possible, but you do want to keep some sort of rigidity. So. this hole is a little bit annoying because it kind of reduces how many holes I can make. Could just make one massive hole. I mean, I probably could get rid of more, to be honest. Yeah, that's enough. Okay. Alright, so what I'd like to see is, where do the feet touch? Where do the feet stop even? Yep, that's all. Alright. Do the same to the side. I'm not going to go any higher because I want the feet to be nicely on there. Alright, so I'm going to get rid of here. Should I put a hole there? Alright, maybe I'll do some small holes. I'm definitely pushing it. There's not really much left. Let me get a scale quick. So was it 8.2 I think. Okay, 3 grams, 3 and a bit, whatever. It's okay. Alright, I'm going to put the smaller attachment on now and just do a few little holes here and there, just to get some extra weight out, you know? I'm gonna get rid of this. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna get rid of that. Oh, I'll do that in a second. No, I'll do it now. The amount of weight that moved was like nothing. I mean, that was not worth it. Alright, I'll leave it back in there. It just wasn't worth it at all. And I had to really concentrate. But it is completely, like, that is, you can see if you look closely. The bottom layer is untouched. Happy days. Alright. So I think that's it for that piece. Anything else? I'm just actually no. I need to do these little bits. Don't I forget. So this is actually the hardest bit. When something is on show and you're trying to be consistent so it doesn't look crap, that's definitely the hardest bit. So if you know, I'm not confident, just know that even mine are not by no means perfect, but they're uniform enough that I will accept them. Okay. Right, so I will have to go through each one of these holes. I think the screwdriver is really easy. So. Right, so I would say that is probably the hardest bit, just because it's hard to be uniform, you know? But I'm content with a uniformity on that. I mean, I'm not like, you're not going to see it, it's completely under the mouse, so still it looks right. Yeah, I think that is the only holes that's going into the issue. Oh yeah, and the front actually. I'm gonna do something to this front. I want it magnet rechargeable. I'm too used to that now. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. That will mean, of course, getting rid of this bit. That's okay. And yeah, we'll be sanding down soon. So yeah, that's done. Let me do a quick weigh-in. My final weigh-in, because I'm not going to touch this piece again, I don't think. So it was 8.2. Yeah, 4.5. Okay, that's all right. I lost a few grams there. Okay, cool. Yeah, should be right. Okay, I'm just gonna do easy bits whilst I can. Got a few things to do. So when you're doing these inner bits, I recommend you get like a very rounded piece. That is very rounded. I'm not sure how sharp it is though, but we'll see. So quickly just refer back. Of course, that whole chunk is cut out now, so of course I'm gonna get rid of this bit. Alright, so I've got rid of all of that bit while still keeping these little ridges just so the back sits in nicely. What is next? I think a whole chunk is just going to go to us. Something else to neaten that up. I don't really think the circle of a sphere is the most accurate thing to use, especially that size anyway. Alright, let's double check what's going on there. Alright, how am I going to keep this crap? Sorry, I don't really know if I should swear. Is that swearing? I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, there's a lot of rubbish in the mouse though. A lot of extra stuff, but I guess that's why I'm making this video. Okay, so does this need to bolt in really is the question, because that is bolting in and that is bolting in. Okay, I'll have a think. So I usually don't just kind of rush things. Let's see if there's any other bits I can take off right now, just before I take a little break. I'm probably going to make a lot of holes in this, to be honest. All here. I think I'm going to get rid of that. I do want it as light as possible. And then that means I can get rid of that as well. But I do need to keep it a bit solid. Okay, I'll figure it out. Alright, I'm taking a break. Alright, it's still a mess. I have not really done anything. I'm going to quickly solder the battery replacement right now. I still haven't bought clips. It's very frustrating. You don't need to tell me, it's very frustrating. I don't have like anything to hold my soldering stuff. Okay, anyway, let me just show you the difference. So that's a normal Logitech 240, oops, bloody hell, 5.34, okay, compared to 2.2. I'm just going to put the wires on, it's going to be a time difference, but yeah, whatever. You'd think I'd be a bit more prepared. Again, by the time I get my wire strippers, I'll be done, so whatever. Just in case, yeah, alright, whatever. Save that for, I don't know, might be useful one day. Or I just, yeah, I'm just getting whatever. I'm overthinking it. Well, that is, I mean, plenty. Not left-handed, whatever. I will add a bit of heat shrink to that. Yeah, I'm sorry for being gross and just doing it on my nail, but it's not much quicker. At least not long for a change. That's right. It was fine. Alright, that is definitely plenty. Probably too much. It's not perfect level. It's good enough. Alright, give me a second. I'll do it way in. In fact, I'll just do it. It'll be 2.4. Okay, cool. Pretty much. Okay, I imagine it will be fine. Should I heat shrink now? No, let me wait a second. Okay, let me just test it quick. So I'm thinking, where is that light? Where's that light come from? I'm gonna heat shrink it first. Give me a sec. Okay, I have a tiny amount of heat shrink. I mean, I'm not really sure if you're supposed to use a heat gun, but I've got a lighter. I do actually have a heat gun, so it's not worth getting it, you know. Chop it in half. I did it, did Speaking Bengali there. just to pick on. Right, so obviously keep the battery kind of on the other side as much as possible. Just going to literally put it under heat for a second. So that one is obviously a bit big for what it is, but I imagine it will go on perfectly. So this is like perfect size. It's just because my soldering was a bit lazy. See? Got any minuscule weight. Okay, so I'm going to pop this in here. The thing is, I don't think the battery has any charge, so but we still might be able to tell if it was working. Any lights? No. Where is the light? Up here somewhere, so it must be in this little thing. But so usually light is just the easiest way to tell, you know. Okay, where is it? Here, I think. Try turning it on. Yeah. Right, so battery works fine. Happy days. Cool. Turn it off for now. Where is that button? Cool. Done. Alright. Can unplug that again now. That can just stay like this. The only thing I'm really particular about is center of gravity. It's such a small thing, but I do think if the button's on the left side, I can stick this battery to the right side and we'll equal it out. Yeah, I'll see what I stick on with. Maybe just tiny amount of double-sided tape, maybe some super glue. Yeah, figure it out. But yeah, happy with that. So the battery alone took me like 2.5 grand, so that's pretty good. And the base, I think that's another 2.5, so at the moment we're around 5 grams down. I mean, I'm totally guessing, but yeah. Alright, so the question is, where can I get out the next amount of weight? So this is basically done, this space is done, that is done. I'm not going to touch those. I don't think it's worth it. Maybe literally a tiny cell, but it really will not be worth it. Like, the weight it'll take out will be insignificant, so I don't think I will. Again, the buttons, maybe some holes here, but I'm trying to keep it as stock looking as possible. And the base, I mean, I'll get rid of that light because that's your point. That is attached, so that does need to stay. Let's just see what I can get rid of. What are these attached to? Okay, that's just factual base. That is definitely staying. That's staying, that's staying. Oh, these can go. There's nothing connected to those. So they can definitely go. All the way down there. Well, in fact, all of that can go. All of that bit can go. All of that bit can go. So I'll do it next. Alright, so let's check. I do believe I got rid of this bit. Okay, are they holding on to it? Because if not, no, if not, no. Basically that whole side can go apart from that bit. So alright, so this one is doing something, so I will leave that one. Okay, next. Does it need all of this extra stuff? Will a screw into that? I don't think so. If not, I might as well get rid of a whole chunk. of that type. Alright, I'm gonna say that's gone, so might as well get rid of all of it. Have got rid of that tiny bit now. Let's just see how it fits before I go a bit more crazy. Obviously you don't want to make the mouse unusable. Oh my days. Right, that is it. Okay, that is definitely it. Alright, maybe I will leave that front screw because I've taken out so much weight and it is nice to keep it a bit stable. There's still so many screws. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's just keep the actual thing in. So I think I'm done for that. Oh god, what's the deal here? Do I need that front bit? I actually think it has no relevance. Let me put this in there. Pop it into place for now. Ah! There we go. Okay. Alright, is there a point for these two little bits? No. I'm going to keep these two bits because I think that helps it keep it a bit stable. I'll keep this whole front bit, but I don't see the need. Lovely jubbly. Alright, cool. That's that is done, I think. Oh yeah, I need to clean this bit up. So it's almost like it was manufactured like that. Alright. What I should really check is have a little rechargeable oh, it's USB. Oh my god. Alright, I need to find, is that an issue? Okay, I need to find it. Alright, be right back. Alright, so I have found a USB-B, as Logitech were too lazy to, and cheaped out on putting a USB-C in. Cool. See how it feels in the actual thing. Where is the base? Should I? Yeah. PC just turned on. Right, just so I can make sure it's like in the right bit, space and stuff. Alright, so let's see what I look like. Is that enough space? Yes, I'm going to say so. Yeah, definitely is. Alright, so yeah, I quite like that look, to be honest. I don't want to go crazy. Definitely plenty of space to plug it in, so we'll probably be making a dock for this mouse. There you go. So just if you're trying to replicate, first of all, charger is net dot. Literally just kind of go back against, sorry, here we go, literally just file down that profile and eventually it will fit nicely. Right, cool. I've got a few things to do. I'll be back soon. Okay, quick little thing before I forget. I'm gonna paint my side buttons just so they pop a bit more, like as in they aesthetically pop a bit more. So I would recommend sanding them down a tiny bit before you paint. It doesn't really matter that much what spray paint you use, like plasticky sort of finish is nice, but it's not a big deal, as long as you sand it down first. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna do that now. Use a high grit, maybe 1,000, something like that, maybe 800. Yeah, I'll show you once it's done, once it's painted. Alright, so I'm gonna try and finish this window. What does that? What have I just done? Oh. Bloody hell. Well, that was... Okay, anyway. Bloody hell. Okay, is this touching anything? No. Where are my buttons? Okay, literally nothing, that's fine. I'll leave the screw though. push it more than I already have. Okay, cool. Finished. That just needs sanding now. I'll do that shortly. I am going to try to get some weight out of this. Okay. Looks right. And do some big holes here. And just right in the center. Okay, no, it's alright. It came out nicely. Alright, so like I keep saying, I really don't want to push it too much because I already know it's going to be very light. There's not really many more places. Do one last hole there. Okay, that's it for that size. I'm going to get a smaller bit. I'm almost finished, so I will tidy this mess up before I reassembly. Alright, finally found the part that I was after. It's just a smaller hole basically, and obviously it's quite pointy, so it allows for kind of some extra dexterity. So I'm probably actually going to do holes in here. I don't see why not, because no one touches that bit. But first, do I want to put holes in this front? No, actually, I think I will just leave it completely stock looking. Well, not completely, but more or less stock looking. I've sanded that a little bit. Okay, what is left here we can actually get out. Because the thing is, this part is kind of so easy to ruin, and it's obviously, well, not really, it's kind of the most important part because it holds the actual buttons. So if you mess up one of these kind of screws things or bolts, whatever, like basically where the plastic with a thread is what I mean. You can really mess up your button positioning. All these burrs, that was just chunks of plastic, which is, you know, usually just melted. It's just long to get out, you know, but it needs to be done. Okay. Do I want a hole right there? Yes. See, like that last thing, that was very silly of me. Nothing actually happened, but it literally removed no weight whatsoever. But I just went really close to the threaded plastic. So I'm actually going to leave it now, because usually this is, you know, things can go wrong. And you obviously want to stop before. So I think everything is done. I think everything's ready. It's still just drying. I actually clear lacquer coated it. Like, you know, literally like car lacquer. It's usually because I'm just modding my car. So yeah, it's what I had. Should make it nice and shiny. I'm just waiting for it to dry. That is literally just the buttons, by the way. So let me just check everything's ready. Sorted. Not touching these. Should I touch these? I don't think it's going to take out any weight, any significant weight, so I'm not going to do it. Yeah, it's just I don't want to mess with the click. The click is perfect. That's what's like beautiful about the G Pro wireless. The click is perfect. I don't want to mess it up. So I'm going to leave those completely as they are. That's done. That is done now. I'll probably clean this up off camera. You see it now, I just can't be asked to do it. It's just easier whilst I'm doing stuff. Literally just going through, as you already saw, clearing it up. And this is kind of the next and main job, is to sand this down. So I don't know if it's obvious. Yeah, I'm trying to show you. So obviously these are just pull out. Whilst that's not the same with the new one. So the plastic is a lot thicker than the old one, so I could actually get quite a lot of distance out. So unfortunately I won't be able to get these to protrude as much, but I'm still going to do a bit. I still want them to stick out. I do prefer it. So yeah, let's see what I can do. Again, I don't want to make it too thin, so just need to find that mid ground, you know. Just want to go ahead and get started sanding that now. So just before I go, I do recommend using like wet sandpaper. Also, a few tips. So it really depends on your finish. If you're going to do something, if you're going to do this, especially with your G Pro wireless, it really depends on your finish. So if you're going to paint it, it's not an issue. If you're going to spray paint it, but if you would like to keep this white color and actually just make it glossy, as you'll see what I'll do in this video eventually, I would say don't use too high of a grit, because that will leave scratches, as you can kind of see in this one. I should give this a clean contact. But yeah, if I'm trying to stick to just really high grit, or you know, just I'll take my time with the higher grits, especially like 1000, 2000, and it should be alright. And then I'll go over the entire mouse with high grit sandpaper. Probably get rid of this stupid ridge, because you know. So yeah, probably get rid of this ridge. And yeah, just smooth everything down so it's really high grit, and then polish it up, and it should be done. Alright, I'm gonna do it now. Alright, I don't really know how much of this I'm going to film because it's literally me sanding away at the same spot. Okay, so I do have a little tiny bit of water here. Got 800, 600. Let's see if 800 actually does anything. Right, so try to get an idea of how thick it is now. I mean, complete guesswork. Millimeter, who knows, whatever. Okay, and that is literally it for like the next however many minutes. So, am I going to film this, or am I going to fast forward this, or am I going to go watch TV? I've already stopped the sound because I'm chatting rubbish now. Maybe I'll leave it going. I was just thinking it's quite weird talking to myself. Also, it's like the first actual video I've done where, you know, I'm not just doing something like watching TV or something. Yeah, I guess it's just getting used to it, the whole process. It's just weird talking to myself. I feel like you're going crazy. So if you're wondering why there's so much noise, it is because we're having like an extension done in our house, so yeah. So you can see it's starting to thin a little bit. Let me see if I can get this up. So I'm trying to use this very flat sheet, so it just kind of naturally does it. Probably won't even feel it, it's just subconscious. I'm gonna leave it because it's in my head. In fact, let me so for me, bottom part is the most important because I obviously grip like that and I go boom. Yeah, that's it. Alright, it is getting very thin. Only really at the tip though. see, I'm trying to grip as much of it as possible, just to try to reduce as much flex. Let's have a look before there's no mouse left. Alright, I'm gonna stop because I don't want to go too much. It hasn't really done anything for it. I'm using such a high grit sandpaper. I can feel it's done a little bit. Maybe I should try something a bit lower. Or just go for a bit longer. Yeah, I'll go for a little bit longer. Okay, that's definitely enough. Right, next step is to sand the whole mouse down to, I'm going to say 1000, 2000, I don't know, as high as I can get really. Alright, one sec, I need to find some. Alright, I found some 2000, but it's been used and, well, that's not an issue, but I don't know, we'll see. It's just going, it's just a big jump, isn't it? But it does look like it's doing something, so. I just need to take my time. So I'm going to do this to the entire mouse. It will take some time. But that's kind of what you have to do if you want it to get that nice gloss finish. And yeah, then I'll polish it. So I'm really not pressing hard here, you really don't have to, especially if it's wet, it does help. Might need a new piece. I'll be honest, it's kind of hard to tell if as much is happening. I do think something is happening to us. Yeah, it sounds very different and it feels different now that I'm doing this bit which hasn't been touched. I definitely need a new piece. I should start finding it, that is the difficulty. I have like large ones for an actual orbital sander for my car, but I'm not really sure if that's going to have the same grip. Even if it does say 2000, it feels rougher. This bit's still pretty much matte. I'm gonna leave that bit. Alright, just wash it up a bit, clean this up, see if we can find some more, and we'll carry on. Alright, so back to sanding, just sanded forever, okay. I mean, I don't think it should take much longer because I have been doing it off camera for a bit, but just want to be certain all of it is done. The more you sand now, the better it will look, simple as that. So this is like either 2000 or 3000 grip, so that's high enough. So I don't know if you can hear the difference, probably not on my phone mic. You can kind of feel it, you can definitely feel it, and you can kind of hear it when you're sanding a matte part as opposed to something which has already been done. So I already did actually wash this and then dry it to see what bits haven't been sanded, so I recommend you do that. Obviously it's just hard to film. So I'm going to stop soon. Make sure the main kind of bit is done. And then I'll be polishing it. So this is slightly weird. I have a completely matte car, but I have some really nice car polish. So I'm going to grab that from the garage. I wouldn't necessarily recommend using polish. I don't know, it works nice, and that's what I did in the other one. Literally just put a tiny bit on. I don't know, maybe it's not that good. You're probably better off just to like clear lacquer it, just paint it. Maybe I would actually do that, because I do really want that gloss look. So yeah, maybe I'll just give it a quick spray of clear lacquer. I'll see what comes out. I think I'll see what makes nicest effect. But yeah, now it's all smooth. It should be, whatever I do, it should be quite easy to nicely adhere, just because it's all so smooth, you know. So I'm gonna give this a clean, do whatever finish I decide to do. I'll obviously let you know. Yeah, cool. In a bit. Alright, here we go. Alright, I would okay, questionable things that we're about to do. Before we carry on, this is one that I did 2 years ago, and I haven't done anything since, and it still looks like this. So that's all I'm gonna say, because it's very questionable. Alright, fully matte. Oh, it looks quite nice, but I actually want it shiny, and it's almost uncomfortably grippy right now because it's all sanded, so I don't know, it feels kind of crazy. So this is what I'm using. Yeah, I don't necessarily recommend this, just it is what it is, yeah, whatever. Okay, there we go. Literally tiny little dab onto a cloth, and that is enough. Like I said, I have a matte car. It's literally wrapped matte black. So don't know why I have teacup. Alright. Get tiny. Probably should wear gloves for this. And a mask, which I'm definitely wearing. Alright. We need to clean it with a completely clean cloth. Is that completely clean? I don't know. Ooh, nice and shiny. Really see it's getting quite shiny. So last time I did this, I guess for a few days you're gonna have to wipe it off. But yeah, and then it just kind of stay shiny. Let's see how shiny that bit is now. Yeah, I mean ideally I would have T-cutted for longer. That's okay. Alright, I don't know if you can see how shiny that is, how glossy. Not crazy, but to a nice level, you know? Quite happy with it. Nice, nice, nice. Alright, that'll do for now. We'll naturally kind of get wiped. Alright, let me get everything else. I think it's time to reassemble. Alright, so very fluorescent. Hope these sticks up. Oh, very nice. Okay. Okay, so try to do things in order. Ah yes, I need to clean this up a bit. So yeah, I mean there's no point cutting plastic out and then just leaving it there, obviously, so make sure you deburr. Is burr the right term if it's plastic? Or is that only for drilling? Okay, whatever, I don't know. Alright. You should not put stuff with magnets. Very silly. Yeah, when you're reassembling, usually it's kind of obvious what screw goes in where. Like, if it doesn't need to be that long, that's it. I mean, it's that simple. And then obviously if the diameter of the bit doesn't fit, yeah. And the thing is, because you're modding, usually you end up with a lot more extra screws because you've cut out bits, you know, bits that you don't need. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. That little spring from earlier. Again, these sort of things you kind of just have to figure it out. I mean, you could look at a video, you could look at my own video, which I've literally just done, but I'm trying to try at least one of the ways first, so I can see if it feels right. Oh, there we go. Random hair out. It's always going to be dust particles and random stuff when you bike around, but not a big deal. Ah! Okay. I need some tweezers. That's one. I need to do it off camera. Oh, it should be super close. There we go. Okay, where's the scroll wheel? Very frustrating time to lose stuff. Oh my god. Right, I found it. So, I'm just going to pop this in. Fuck's sake. Alright, obviously did something in the wrong order. Okay, it's fine, it's not a big deal. Damn it, do I need to edit out that? Oh, whatever. Alright, there we go. Okay, the test is basically, does it feel right? I know what it should feel like. Is that too much pressure? I don't know if I can tell the difference. Okay, it's fine. Cool, next. I think stick these on maybe. Right, hopefully it does kind of fit in, and I'm not supposed to put it on after. Pretty sure that's not the case. Right, is everything plugged in? Just realised. Alright, I'll change it later if I want to. Okay. That feels perfect. Wow. I'm pretty sure they're not the right screws. But if I have the wider ones, I don't mind a bit of extra stability, you know? And I do tend to have a lot of extra screws always lying around. Right, is this just going to slide in now? Oh, every time I keep doing stupid stuff. First. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna screw that one in. Time for these buttons now. Almost finished. Imagine you've actually listened to me talk this whole time. You know what? I don't think anyone actually has. You have to be crazy. Alright, so I do need to put some more bolts, some more screws in. There you go. Oh. Actually, now that I think I should have painted that bit. But whatever, it's not a big deal. Yep, stick out a bit more. Not crazy amounts, but enough that I'm happy with it. Yeah, she is quite a bit more. I'll get you other one just for some perspective. Cool. What's left? I've done something stupid probably. That's okay. Alright, let me just quickly weigh this thing. So I know how much it would be without the magnet charger. Okay, so it's a gram. It's not interesting. It thinks it's 2 grams there because it's magnetic. Alright, it's a gram, I'm guessing. Yeah, we'll take the average. Alright, it's impossible to tell, who knows? I'm guessing it's a gram. Alright, we can pop it back in. Oh, that's all of them. Is it? Oh yeah, that's it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. Alright, so just need to stick this to somewhere. I'm thinking, is that a bad idea? Just sticking it to on top of the hero sensor. No, I'm going to say no. That's not a bad idea, and I'm just going to do it. And boom, 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 easy. All right, I'm going to get a tiny bit of 3M double-sided tape. Give me 1 sec. Alright, here we go. Sometimes I use a bit something like a bit padded, but I think this is quite flat, so hopefully it will stick nicely. Yeah, you really do want all the weight to be over the centre of the mouse. Always try to be very particular about that when adding new batteries and stuff like that. Alright. Actually gonna smack bang in the middle. Shouldn't affect anything. I'd be very surprised if it does. Is that the light there? Oh, who cares? No, it's not. No, it's not. The light is up here. Okay. So, pop this one back in. So this can be a little bit fiddly sometimes. Is that right? Okay, I think that is right. Right, let's close it. Oh, looks very pristine. Shouldn't really say that about my own stuff, but whatever. find those screws. I think there's only 5. One more screw and we're done. Okay, so the feet are not on yet. However, I would like to do a quick weight in because I'm quite excited to see what it will be. I really don't have a clue. Alright, just let me just clean up a bit before. So yeah, obviously you can see that is very glossy, not glossy. I do think I will finish that, but I want to do a weigh in. So at the moment I would say honestly it's a bit front heavy. I'm not sure if that's an issue. We'll find out, but it doesn't feel like anything. Still, okay, I've never really felt like anything. Okay, moment of truth. Beautiful. Not bad at all. I'll take a photo. Alright, that is done. I'm actually going to start playing. I probably should put the feet on and then wait after the feet. But I imagine it will round up to 48. Just turn this on quickly, make sure the light turns on. Alright, I'm gonna start playing with it because this is my new main mouse. So orange. I feel like I should add my logo here somewhere. Maybe I will. Alright, cool. If that was helpful, please do like and subscribe. I'm really trying to get monetized right now. That's my goal. So, thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye. Let me just show you quickly before I go. Charger. No rub. Cool, thank you. Cheers, bye.